Hello, everybody, and happy Independence Day to my American viewership. Um, Today, I've got the day off, so I figured I'd just make a short video whilst everybody's asleep. And I am going to play a game that I have played in the past with my friends and my dad. Actually, for a little while, we played it pretty religiously, pretty much every weekend. And this is Death Wizards. It's a game that's right up my alley. I've seen it played on YouTube a little bit before. It looked really, really amazing, and it is really, really amazing. And it also feeds my probably unhealthy obsession with necromancers. Beyond probably, it absolutely does that. So that's what we're gonna do. This is my warband. It's very small. And that's because we are actually playing a Monster Master. The Monster Master, I think, is my favorite. Probably Stitcher comes in close second. But for those of you who don't know, Death Wizards is a skirmish game where you take the role of a necromancer and you're trying to do dastardly deeds and probably take over the world and ascend to godhood. Um, we'll see how far we get. Today we're just going to do one mission. I'm starting fresh with Mournfen the Black, and I found this really, really cool miniature for him. I really like this one. It looks really cool on the board while I'm playing. It's because he looks really dynamic. You know, he looks like he's like mid motion when he's on the table. It looks awesome. So the thing about Monster Masters is they don't take any undead below rating 3. So, and like your limit for the most part for a starting warband is a rating total of 7. So, for example, this is actually a flesh golem, but zombie dragon looks way, way cooler. So our lore for her, that's Gertie. Our lore for Gertie is it's a lucky find, really. He found like he found her just passed away in a some gorge somewhere, and he's like, oh man, hit the lottery, reanimates dragon. And besides Gertie, we have Imhotep the mummy. So we're going pure power. Well, not pure power. If I wanted to go pure power, I might go like a vampire. But I like the Shambler thing, where he's got like these big stinky reanimated carcasses, and they're pretty tanky. So I guess I'll go from the top. When you create a necromancer, you the first thing you do is you choose a stat line, you choose a class, and these are all subclasses of they're all subclasses of necromancer, and some of them are better for melee, some of them are better for spellcasting, and some of them are like right in the middle. I usually stat myself for spellcasting. So they offer 3 separate stat lines, and then you can increase 2 of those stats by 1. I increased my movement up to 6 and my energy up to 18. And you need to use energy to cast your spells. So the reason I chose these guys is because, one, the Flesh Golem is really, really tanky, and it gets really, really good when it's hurt, which she never gets that hurt. The thing about Death Wizards is it's not super hard unless you're rolling particularly terrible. But the game is built for solo for the most part, and we're going to solo it because I want to see my big zombie dragon act like a giant fleshy sledgehammer. As she's really, really good at that. So her abilities are Unstoppable Brute. So you can see here on the card. You can buy these cards. Very, very convenient. So as you can see, when this model moves, it may ignore intervening models, but it may not finish its move on any other model. So that means it can pass through other models. Normally, they cannot do that. So you actually have to plan around. You have to plan around the other figures on the board because you can't go through them. When its durability is 12 or less, we're not going to let her get there. Its offense increases to 10. And lastly, constructed. Anytime this model is affected by necromantic power that causes an effect other than damage, its resist increases by 2. Which sort of sucks because one of our spells is called Bolster Undead. I think we have that one. Yeah, Bolster Undead. Which means it's actually hard for me to support her. I'm sort of being a support mage for some of my guys. So Gertie's sort of our main spearhead. And then the mummy, Imhotep, really, really daggum slow. Like really slow. Like 4 inches. I increased both of their speeds because the flesh golem was like speed 5 and the mummy is speed 4. So we increased them to 6 and 5 respectively. So Imhotep's going to be lagging behind until I can upgrade him more. And that's the cool thing about the Monster Master is whenever I get my stats to increase, my minion stats can increase as well. I can pick one and improve their stats. So we want its cursed ability. Unraveled Flight. Man, I am stupid. Once per game, the mummy may teleport instead of moving. If it does, remove it from the battlefield and set it up anywhere within line of sight that's more than 1 inch from all other models. Sometimes I wish I would just like read things. Anyway, it seems Imhotep's speed is no longer an issue. Sorry, bud. See, what really made me focus on him was his cursed touch. And that's whenever he rolls 1 or more critical hits on the attack, the target gains the cursed condition for the rest of the game, and a cursed model suffers 1 damage whenever it activates. So he places like a damage over time effect on him, and I really, really like it. I apologize, I have like a lot of allergies today or something. It's brutal where I'm at. So, as a monster master, I get built to perfection, which means I get to increase their stats when I recruit them. And then I have continued evolution, which means whenever my stats increase, I can pick one and have their stats increase. All necromancers know Dark Shield, Negative Bolt, and Restore Energy. And I picked Atropic Blast, Bolster Undead, and Stitch together. Atropic Blast is like an AoE that debuffs the target. And I like debuffing things these days. Bolster Undead is exactly what it sounds like. I'll have to look up the exact effects of the spell, but I think it increases their offense and their defense. And then Stitch Together lets me stitch them together, so I can restore their hit points if they get too messed up. So that is our little war band, and I've been rambling long enough, so I'm going to set up the board, and Mournfen the Black is going to go on a little carcass crusade, if you will. So we'll see in a sec. Okay, so here's our setup. We have a village who right now is partaking in an autumn festival. As you can see, these nice little colorful trees. Mournfen and his 2 minions are hiding in the forest here. They're going to emerge and assault the village. The villagers have this statue in the middle of their village, and I don't think they quite know that is what we're after. It's something of great power, as indicated by our secondary objective, and we're going to get there, and we're going to try and mess them up. Now, somebody apparently saw us coming because there's only 3 villagers in there and 2 guards. This is barely a village at all. So that's what we're going to try and do. So how this goes is we have 5 rounds to close out this encounter. I have my 18 energy here. We rolled for the other 2 quadrants of the board, and we have like a bog over here and just a big old building over here. So it's gonna be actually. Let's see here. I think activation wise, you can activate up to 4 points of undead per turn. And as you can imagine, her turns are not going to be super long. I think the Necromancer activates twice a turn. So if I can find that really quick here. Because, yeah, I think he goes like before and after his minions. But I could also be wrong. So, activation steps, page 41. So how this works is there's like a main scenario, and then you have a secondary objective here. Okay, each player regains 3 necromantic energy at the beginning of an activation step. All players participating have the first action, unless the scenario states otherwise. Okay, so during our turn, we can always activate our necromancer, even though our undead have all been activated for the round. So I think, is it per turn or per round? Sorry, I'm sort of scatterbrained right now. It's page 41 again. Okay. All players who are participating have the first action. Each player may activate up to 4 rating of undead and their necromancer. If there are multiple players, they may alternate activating their individual models until, okay. 2 heroes per player participating will activate according to the hero AI. Okay. Well, you know what? We'll play it by ear. So, first things first, we activate first. So Mournfen is going to, first thing he's going to do is he's going to activate Gertie, who is going to move up. I think she can double move. So you can either move into an action or you can double move. So Gertie is going to double move 12 inches. And she's going to end up right here. Normally this is played on a 4x4 board, but I find it looks kind of sparse when you do that. So I do this 3x3. Also, the card table is just really easy to move around. Mournfen also has a move of 6, so he's gonna double move out here, and then that's his activation. So now we're gonna go over to our heroes. There's 2 of them that there's 2 of these guys that activate. And I don't know what order that is. I think the warriors go first, and then it's the villagers, because there's like an order to this. Yeah. Back to the page flipping thing. I should really cut out this kind of thing, but I don't really want to. Yeah, it's looking like it's the warriors that go first. I could be wrong. Hang on. Yeah. That's right. The warriors go first. So we're gonna activate 2 of these guys. So each one of these guys has AI that they follow. So I don't pick what they do. So on their card here, these guys, we're gonna roll a D10 for them, and we're gonna see what they do. So the first one, that's going to be the warrior with the sword. He rolled a 9. It's a double strike. He's not in range, so he's gonna double move towards the nearest enemy. And a warrior's speed is 6, so that means he's gonna move a foot towards Gertie, and he's gonna end up right face to face with her. Okay, so now we're gonna roll for the second warrior and see what he does. That's an 8. That's a whirlwind strike. Again, he's not in range, so he's going to move towards Gertie about the same speed. And Gertie is fulfilling. Excuse me. She's fulfilling her purpose. She's tanking for us. So that's their move. Now it's mine. I am actually going to. We're going to activate Imhotep's teleportation ability. Let's see. I think he has to. That's right. more than 1 inch away from all other models. Set up again anywhere within line of sight. So he's going to go bloop, and he's going to end up right here. Does that count as instead of moving during its turn? Okay, so he hasn't moved, and he's not gonna. However, I am going to activate Mournfen as well. He's going to come over here, and he is going to cast one of his spells. This is one of my favorites. This is Atropic Blast. And just to brush up on the rules, and so you guys know what it does, I'm going to go ahead and find the spell. Atropic Blast is one that my dad and I actually, we kind of spam it when we play it, and that's just because it's very fun to do. Okay, so it has 5 power die, and that's 5d10. Knocking over trees. So we are looking for, let's see, it costs 4 energy to do this, so we're going to end up at 14. Targets up to 3 enemies. And let's see, I can't actually remember what number I need to hit. It's actually been a while since I've played this, quite some time. So, no, I need to hit the resistance, that's right. So, with the warriors, their resistance is 3 + 1 per rating. So this is resistance 5. So I need to get 5s or higher with these power dice. And let's see. Targets suffer 1d3 damage per success. So for every success, we are going to be doing d3 damage to these dudes. And I think the target is, if the necromancer achieves 3 successes against any target, the target is also weakened. So that's going to reduce their ability to deal damage. So against this first target here we go. We need 5s, and we actually think we need above 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's 4 successes. So he is going to be weakened. We're going to do 4d3 to this guy. Whoa. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage to this dude. And he has he's got a total durability of 16. Man, this guy is tanky. So he's at 9. We're going to do the same thing for the other guy. So this guy's at 9. That's hard to read from here, but that's the d20s I've got. So now a Tropic Blast against the other guy. So the range of a Tropic Blast, I think, is about, I think it's like 12 inches, but you can hit up to 3 people in it. So here we go. 5s again. 5s and higher. Whoa. 2 successes. No curse on that guy. But we have 2d3 damage against him. Cool. That's 3. That's 5 against him, so he's at 11. Okay, now unfortunately, we are basically done activating. I'm going to go down to 14 energy. And I'm going to mark this dude as weakened. So we found these neat bicycle playing chips. And you find that they actually fit just perfect around the base of one of these guys. So we see that. Man, go loose. There we go. So if you see that, it's just kind of, it makes this little red halo around his base. And that's like really, really cool. So I can't remember where I found this. I think there was like a dollar store or something. So it's their turn now. We're going to activate 2 more. We're going to start activating villagers. The villagers might actually just take themselves out of the equation. They sometimes have this tendency to flee. And they can flee right off the board, and I count that as like a death. So here we go, villager actions. We're going to activate these 2, the tavern keeper and his wife with the broom. So here we go. Tavern Keeper, 10. Retribution. You can only utilize this if another villager has been killed during the game. If no villager has died, treat it as get 'em. The villager will attack the nearest enemy it can see. Increase the offense of that villager by 2 for this attack. Okay, well that's not going to happen. This is just get 'em. He's going to move up to 5 inches. Now these guys actually have range. They throw things, so they have a range of 8 and a speed of 5. So he will absolutely be able to attack Gertie, who I think is closest to him. So we're going to move this dude 5 inches. And 8-inch range. Yeah, he is absolutely in range. So this guy, man, this guy has nerves of steel. His offense is 3, so I think that's 3 dice. And he needs to defeat Gertie's defense of 8. So he needs 8s and higher. So it's not super likely for him to actually hurt Gertie. But, you know, never say never. These villagers can be surprisingly dangerous just because they have a ranged attack. And as soon as I say that, no hits at all. So he throws a rock or something, and it doesn't do a single thing to Gertie. So now we're going to determine the actions of this other villager over here, the lady with the broom. 2, that's also get 'em. So she is going to move up with her husband, and she's going to make an attack against the big looming zombie dragon. These guys really do not want to leave their village. And she hits the zombie dragon. Wow. Well done, I guess. Okay, the zombie dragon, Gertie, has a durability of 24. And this lady just did a single point of damage. If she had gotten a 10, that would have been a crit. So we're going to have... oh, this one's not a spin down. Where's the 20? There it is. 20 and 3. I should go get my Dungeon Crawl Classics dice because they have like a D. They actually have a D24, which is really, really strange. We'll get to that another time. Sorry, I'm scatterbrained today because I don't know. That's their activation. It goes back to me. All of my minions are activated. So, oh, no, not a new round. So all my minions are activated. I am just going to cast another spell. Actually, I have an ability that I've forgotten about. So something I didn't go over earlier is that I have a lair. So I chose the sewers because it has this really nifty ability. During my first 2 story play missions, I may activate up to 4 rating worth of necromantic minions twice. So I can actually activate Gertie again because this is mission 1. So that's what I'm going to do. Gertie is going to activate, and she is going to attack this weakened dude. Now, Gertie's offense is 7, so she takes 7 of these dice. And she needs to beat the warrior's defense of 5. So it's 5s on resist and 5s on defense. So no, and she gets a crit. So that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 more damage to this dude. He's not looking good. He's at 4. And you know what? I'm going to try and finish him off. I'm going to cast Negative Bolt. And Negative Bolt, actually, you know what? No. I'm actually gonna burn 4 more energy. I'm gonna Atropic Blast again, because that's going to allow me to hit both of these guys, and I'm going to check and see if one of them is in range as well. So let's go down to 10 energy. 12 inches. I'm pretty sure one of these guys is in range. They are. Okay, so we're going to hit both of the warriors, and we're going to hit one of the villagers. How dare you throw rocks at my glorious, beautiful creation, you foolish mortals. Here we go. Against the warrior, we need 5s, and I think that's 5 energy dice for this. Yeah, 5 power dice. Okay. 4 of those hit. Wow. So, yeah, he's dead. Because he only had 4 left. So, bam, that's 1 villager dead. Or that's a warrior. Don't worry, we'll have some dead villagers very soon here. No problems at all. Second warrior is going to take some too. Nothing personal. I promise. I just want your big stupid statue. Every single one of those things hit. So that was. Do crits do extra damage on the spells? I'm gonna say that no. Sorry, that's D3 per. I got confused. That's 5D3. Yeah, 5D3. Here we go. Holy crap. Wow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. He's at 2. 2 remaining. Poor dude. Okay, now we're also going to attack that villager over there. I should actually hit that lady because she's the one that actually hit. So that's what I'm going to do. She threw a bottle at Gertie and it broke on her head. And now she's covered in cheap country ale. And I'm not happy about it. So here we go. Surprising amount of failures, but let's see. What's her resistance? 4? That's 1 hit. She's very resistant. So we do a D3 of damage and fail to weaken her. 2 damage to her out of a durability of 8. So she is at 6. So we're just going to put a D6 right next to her, right there. Okay, so back to their turn. We're going to activate the last villager over here. And this is that lady with a very incredulous pose. She doesn't look scared at all. She's sitting there with her hands on her hips. And she's just like... really? On a holiday? Really? That's a 1. She flees. Villager moves directly away from the nearest enemy it can see and uses action to move again. Villager's speed... movement is 5, so that's 10 inches. That's directly away from us, so she's going to be going around that house. If that exits, she's out of the game. She's not quite out of the game. She's back here. That's also kind of annoying, because if she doesn't flee again, we got to chase her down. And we need to destroy all of the heroes before the round is up. So we have no more undead to activate, and so we're going to move on to the next round here. So during the next round, we're going to tick this up to 2. I regain 3 energy, taking me up to 13. And we are going to start again. So I'm actually not going to have Gertie finish that guy. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to negative bolt him, burning that 3 energy again. That's 3, right? Yeah, going down to 10. By the way, you also lose energy if you get hurt. You can't, die. The heroes can't kill you. But if you go down to, 1 energy, you basically lost because it's going to be really, really hard to recover from that before 5 rounds get done. So here we go. We're going to negative bolt... That's 4 power die. So here's how this one works. If the Necromancer achieves at least 1 success, the target takes D10 damage. If we get 3 successive, he suffers an additional D6. If the damage kills or destroys its target, the Necromancer gains 3 necromantic energy. So we could potentially get a return on our investment here, and I think we will because he has 2 hit points. So here we go. If we get at least 1 success, he's just dead. That's a lot of successes. All of those are actually successes. So he is dead, and we are going to regain 3 necromantic energy. That's pretty neat. See, that's why I should pay attention. See, whenever I was playing this stuff, sometimes I would just not read the spells. I go oh yeah, damage, that looks great. And I wouldn't read the extra effects. I do that all the time, and I don't know why. I guess I'm just excited to play. So, here we go. We're going to activate Gertie, because of course we are. She is going to go ahead and move. She can't get close enough in 6 inches, can she? Ugh. Does she have to be base to base, or can she just be close enough? And we'll say she could be close enough, because her base is pretty big. So we're going to take her right there with her 23 life. I, by the way, am also going to move up by her, just to make sure I can heal her if need be. And she is going to go absolutely ham on this poor guy wiping a glass. And she's got, what is that? She has like 7 offense dice? Yes, she does. Whoa. 7 offense dice. Here we go. And the villagers have really cruddy defense. Their defense is like, their defense is 3. So here, I'll pull you back out. Once oh, yeah, I think villager man may be dead. Here, I'll pull you back out here. I'll just show you. It's not looking good for villager man, because he has a total durability of 8, and he just took 1, 2. 10s are always 2 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Defense 3. Do we have to meet or beat 3? I did beat it earlier, so next time if I do this again, we'll just do meet or beat. In any case, he is down to 2. So Gertie did not actually manage to kill him. And that was my activation. Yeah, okay, so now we're going to activate the villagers again. The warriors are gone. We don't need this card. Villager actions. Here we go. Get rid of Gertie's massive death dice. 7. What's that? Cornered Fury. The villager will make 2 offense attacks against the nearest enemy it can see. Wow, okay. So he actually gets 6 offense dice. That makes a whole lot of sense narratively. That's actually kind of cool that it worked out like that, because he is absolutely against the wall here. So it's do or die for this villager, and it's going to be die, because I don't think he can actually kill Gertie. That's not a single hit. If you can see that, Gertie's defense is 8, and he hasn't rolled above a 6. So that's bad. That's bad news for this guy for sure. But you know, his faithful wife also gets to activate. We're gonna see what she does. If she also gets Cornered Fury, I'm gonna be like, that's I don't know. That's gonna seem very appropriate. That's an 8. That is Cornered Fury, man. I love it when stuff plays out like it should, like a story. Yeah, that's 6. And it was beat. She also fails. She also fails to hit Gertie. I think it's actually meet or beat, because that's kind of ridiculous. But I'm just gonna stay with it for consistency. So those 2 villagers have activated. We're going back to Mournfen here, who is going to choose to double move Imhotep, who hasn't done a single thing. That's always the case with Imhotep. He never does anything. He's going to double move Imhotep, and we're just going to try an Atropic Blast again. We're going to try and just clear out these villagers so we can get to Mrs. Swanson back there, hanging out behind the cart. So that's our 5. Okay, we need 5 power dice. It's a cost of 4, so this goes down to 9. All right, here we go. So, Baker Brian, or whatever his name is, I'm just making these names up on the fly. Brian's going to take a shot. Wow. The resist is 4 on these guys? Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3 successes. That's 3d3. I'm fairly certain he's dead. Yeah, because at a minimum, that's 3 damage. So he's just gone. Goodbye. I'm very sorry. But I need your fancy statue. And we don't know how to communicate properly. So, same thing against Broom Lady, Susan. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. 4d3. If we get at least 2 3s, she's just gone. Yeah, that's 2. 6, 7, 8, 9. She's history in one gale of horrific, withering, necromantic energy. And she's just a pile of bones. I would say that feels good, but it doesn't. Mournfen thinks it's fantastic. I'm just like, wow, this is horrific. Okay, it's back to their activation. The last villager, Mrs. Swanson, back there. I don't know if you can even see her. Can you see Mrs. Swanson? Or is the house in the way? The house is in the way. Mrs. Swanson is having a very bad day. And we're going to see what she does here. I would not blame her if she decided to flee. No, she does retribution, which makes sense. I guess she saw... I've already forgotten their names, but she saw her friends go down, and now she wants to come back for a fight. She is going to move... Let's see, utilize this only... Okay. She's going to move her speed, and I'm going to see if she moves 5 inches. It's going to put her about here. Is she within 8 inches of Emotep? She's the closest. Yep. So let me read this a little bit more in depth. Increase the offense of the villager by 2 for this attack. If it deals damage to an enemy, all other villagers that attack this enemy get +2 bonus to offense. Well, there's no other villagers. So she's just going to get a +2 bonus to her offense. Her offense is 3 with a range of 8. So she's going to have an offense of 5 against Imhotep. Oops. Okay, that's pretty good. Imhotep has a defense of 7, which she has beat on 3 different dice. She's crit him and done 2 more. So she's actually done 4 damage to poor Imhotep over here. Not only did you not do anything, Imhotep, you're also just getting a bottle broken over your head. So he's gone from 16 to 12. If I can even find it. For all your trouble, bud. At least you got a cool teleport in there, huh? Well, it's back to us. And I have already moved up Imhotep, I believe. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move right here. And I'm going to cast Dark Bolt on Mrs. Swanson. I don't know why her name is the only one I can remember. I think it's Dumb and Dumber. I'm remembering Swanson, Slappy. Samsonite. That's what it is. Okay, so that's 4 power dice. And we're going to, we need to fight against her resistance of 4. So higher than 4 for this game. I'm pretty sure it's meter beat, but that's 2 hits. But I think I need 3 successes for the extra d6. But we do get... No. If she dies, we get the energy back. So that's a d10 of damage. That could kill her outright because she has a durability of 8. So if I roll an 8 or higher, she's gone. And 1 hit. Oh, she's got 1 left. That was almost just like a 1 shot. That would have been sick. We're in the town though, so the statue is as good as ours, and we can get on with our evil dark rites, whatever dastardly plans Mournfen has. But it's the next round, so we're gonna go to 3. I'm gonna regain 3 energy, taking me back up to 9. And we're gonna start again. But you want to know what I'm gonna do? I'm not even gonna activate any undead. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna be very, very unfair, and I'm just gonna negative bolt her again. So with a second blast of necromantic energy, yep, Mrs. Swanson is vaporized. She's gone. And we have secured the win for Mournfen the Black. So the cool thing about this game is there is a little bit of post-game. So give me a second. I'm going to return with the post-game and see what he gets for completing the mission. Welcome to the Death Wizards post-game, where Mournfen is going to try and level up. He's going to see what his exploits have earned him, and we're going to try and raise another undead. So, first of all, the rewards for completing this mission are that we can add 1 additional skeleton or zombie to my horde if they're allowed, and we are not, because we are apparently very, very snobby about the type of undead we can raise. Mournfen only wants heavy hitters, so skeletons and zombies are not going to cut it. Alternatively, he gets a +1 bonus to the roll when rolling to raise a new undead. So that's our thing. We're going to take the +1 because we have no choice. And now we're going to go over the post game here. Okay, so he's going to try and create an additional undead. I would really, really, really like to be able to get a second flesh golem. But that's a little complicated. You know what? We're going to try it anyway. So how you do this is that you need to roll against their rating. So a flesh golem is a rating 4. And we get a +1. So you need to roll 4 or up. However, since we have a +1, we can roll a 3 and up. And if we succeed, we get another flesh golem. So here we go. Necromantic ritual, haya. And that's a 1. So no, no extra minion for us, like we need one with Gertie around anyway. So next up, we get to see... we're going to gain some experience. All heroes were destroyed by turn 3. Yep, so that's +1 experience. We completed our objective, so that's another +1. We have 4 rating or more of undead at the end of the scenario. That's another +1. Personally destroy 4 or more heroes rating worth of undead. Actually, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Mournfen's spells killed everybody. I don't think I think Gertie killed one of them. But Mournfen, I believe, killed the rest with his spells, so that's actually another +1, so I think that's 4. That is 1. That is 2. And 3. Oh, sorry, so secondary objective complete. So I think we get 3. Equal or greater than my rating. No, that's 4. Okay. So what can we do with 4 experience? So we can improve a stat, or we can take some ability. I'm going to look these over and I'll let you know what I take. So what we chose here is extra meat. If my calculations are right, we have 4 experience. So what this means is at the start of each turn, all Shambler type necromantic minions heal 1 durability. And like all of our minions so far are Shambler type, so we're going to take extra meat. So what this means is these guys are going to start healing every single turn, which is that's pretty awesome considering they're sort of tanky to begin with, and I also have Stitch Together. So we're just going to make sure these guys don't go down. We didn't improve any of our stats, so there's no stat improvements on Gertie or Emotep. But yes, that's our game of Death Wizards. Really, really fun. I'm sort of late to the Death Wizards party, and I'm aware that some stuff has come out. I'm probably not gonna get any of that extra stuff because I actually really like the game as is. And trust me, I already have way more books than I'm ever going to use. But sorry if this format was kind of sloppy. I know that some of my past stuff I would do a lot of cuts, and I would kind of show you more of the field from different angles. I think I heard people that liked both, but this time I kind of just wanted to do something easy. Pure laziness on my part. I just wanted to sit down and record some skirmish gaming. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway, regardless of how low quality it may have been. This is a very, very fun game. If you are a fan of black magic, necromancy, and perhaps ascending to being a Dark Lord, give Death Wizards a try if you haven't already. This has been another skirmish game. So I hope to see you in the future. I'm not sure what the next video is going to be, but we will see you in the next one.